If you could use your retirement to pay for your home, would you? This is Jeremiah with EV Global News, represented by England Volkers Real Estate. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get right into it. A new proposal out of Washington could blur the lines between retirement savings and home ownership. Imagine being able to tap your 401k to buy your first home without penalties, without early withdrawal taxes, and still have that money work for you in the long term. That's the idea behind a policy reportedly being finalized by the Trump administration later this week, with early details coming from Realtor.com and Fox Business. Over the next 10 minutes, we'll break down what this policy means, why experts are split on its impact, and how it could completely reshape the path to homeownership. Housing affordability is at its lowest point in decades. Mortgage payments have nearly doubled, and the typical down payment has jumped from $15,000 to $32,000 in just a few years post-COVID. For millions of Americans who have steady jobs and savings but little liquidity, owning a home feels a step further away, almost ironic for the youth under the age of 30. The administration's plan would let you withdraw money from your 401k to cover a down payment. White House officials describe it as a liquidity fix, solving the mismatch between where people have money, retirement accounts being, and where they need it, buying their primary home. Think of it as changing the way your 401k communicates with your real estate equity. Under the prototype model, if you contribute 10% from your retirement account toward the purchase, that same 10% of your home's equity is treated as a retirement asset. Meaning if your home depreciates or appreciates, so does your future nest egg. This structure could, in theory, strengthen household balance sheets and encourage earlier home ownership amongst the nation. The plan is designed to preserve long-term growth while making capital accessible in the short term, a creative workaround for affordability bottlenecks. But critics are raising very poignant red flags. Pulling capital from retirement accounts could weaken long-term financial stability of the nation, especially for younger buyers like you and I, whose 401k gains rely on decades of compound interest. In essence, the proposal shifts some of your retirement bet from the stock market to the housing market. And that's fine if home values keep rising, but riskier if they stagnate, or even worse, if they fall. Realtor.com economist Jake Krimmel notes that such a proposal could unlock down payment self-assistance for thousands of buyers, but also fuel bidding wars. He draws a clear parallel. If the government handed everyone $20,000 to buy a home, prices would simply rise by roughly the same amount. The affordability gain then may be short-lived, and the long-term savings impact could be much larger and much more complex than we could ever imagine. In plain English, this proposal would let you borrow from your future self to buy a home today. It could help you stop renting sooner, build equity faster, and feel financially anchored, even stable. But it also means part of your retirement plan rides on your local housing market instead of the S&P 500. For some, that's a fair trade. For others, it could create a risky dependency on real estate values, which we know are all too shabby. The proposal is still conceptual, but it started a much-needed debate about how housing, affordability, and retirement planning overlap. Whether or not this becomes law, it signals that housing finance is evolving and that your 401k might soon play a bigger role in your path to homeownership. So I must ask you, Portland, Oregon, would you dip into your 401k if it meant securing your first home now? Or would you stick to your long-term plan and wait? Let me know in the comments what you think. Is this brilliant or is it a bust? Thank you for tuning in. Good evening, Portland. And for tonight's More at 11, tune in to watch me vie for affordability and better buy-ins for Portland buyers at the City Council.